Have you ever wondered what our favorite fairy tales would look like in a high-tech future? Imagine Little Red Riding Hood, but not in a simple forest. Picture her living in a city in the year 2106, floating among the clouds, with houses made of light and bridges that whisper in the wind. This is the story of Little Red Riding Hood. High above the ground, nestled in the clouds, lies the village of Wind Meadow. It's a breathtaking sight. The houses, light as feathers, are crafted from materials that shimmer and shift colors with the sun's every move. Connecting these ethereal homes are delicate bridges that creak softly, a gentle soundtrack to this floating world. In one of these houses lives a young girl known to everyone as Little Red Riding Hood. Her name comes from her most prized possession, a hood of the most vivid, striking red. In a world of soft pastels and floating structures, that flash of red is a beacon, a touch of boldness in the constant hum of the wind. But this is no ordinary hood. It's woven with reinforced fibers, designed to shield her from microbursts of wind and sudden drops in temperature. And when the wind catches it just right, it makes a soft flop sound that she absolutely loves. One bright morning, her mother calls her over. She hands her a sleek bioplastic basket. Inside there are fresh fruits and vegetables for Grandma. Your grandmother's on the ground, her mother says, her voice gentle but firm. She's been hearing some strange noises in the forest. Go see if she's all right. And remember, stay on the path. Little Red Riding Hood just laughs. It's not a dismissive laugh, but the familiar, warm chuckle of someone who has heard the same warning more times than the sun has risen. She knows the ground holds its own kind of beauty, but it also hosts entities, beings, that aren't interested in small talk or food baskets. She steps onto her personal glider, a sleek device that carries her down from the clouds. The flight is short, a smooth descent through the crisp air. She lands softly in the forest. But this isn't the dark, tangled woods of old stories. This is a vast, managed ecosystem park. Bioluminescent trees cast an enchanting glow, their light pulsing gently. Mushrooms are fitted with tiny sensors that monitor the health of the soil, and maintenance drones buzz through the air, making a bit more noise than necessary. As her feet touch the ground, she feels its firmness, its rich, fragrant strength. She begins her walk along the clearly marked path, surrounded by trees so colossal they seem to stretch all the way back to the clouds she just left. She hasn't been walking for more than a few minutes when a figure steps onto the path ahead. A wolf, but not just any wolf. This one is different. Its fur has a metallic sheen, and its amber eyes gleam with an unsettling intelligence, a sly, calculating look. "Hello there, young lady," it says. Its voice is a strange mix, like a smooth radio announcer speaking through a malfunctioning GPS. "And where might we be going with that lovely basket?" Little Red Riding Hood, ever composed, replies simply, "To my grandmother's house. It's just a little further down the path." She says it calmly, but a tiny alarm bell rings in her mind. This wolf has the look of a creature who has not only read the old fairy tales, but has decided it's his turn to be the star. The wolf gives a toothy grin, then disappears. He doesn't just trot away, he moves like a grey whirlwind, a blur of motion that vanishes between the glowing trees. Little Red Riding Hood continues on, her senses now on high alert. Grandmother's house is a marvel of engineering. It stands on 4 tall, slender pillars, lifting it above the forest floor. This design gives her a panoramic view and protects her from the vagaries of nature. Its windows are made of a beautiful blue glass, and a small landing platform extends from one side. A popular spot for the local bird drones to perch and keep her company. The wolf, with his enhanced speed, arrives first. The door slides open with a soft hiss, and he slips inside. He spots the grandmother, and with a disturbingly quick motion, a hatch in his throat opens. A state-of-the-art suction container, which serves as his stomach, activates, and in an instant, the grandmother is gone, swallowed whole. Without missing a beat, the wolf finds a pair of the grandmother's pajamas and her reading glasses. He climbs into the bed, pulls the covers up to his chin, and waits. Soon, Little Red Riding Hood arrives. The door opens for her, and she steps inside, calling out, "Grandma, I'm here." She walks into the bedroom and stops. Something is off. She approaches the bed cautiously. "Grandma," she begins. "What big eyes you have." She stares into the wolf's gleaming laser-read optics. "All the better to see you with, my dear," the wolf replies, his voice a distorted imitation of her grandmother's. "And Grandma," she continues, "what big ears you have. All the better to hear you with." The wolf growls softly. A shiver runs down her spine. "But Grandma, what big teeth you have." She can't take her eyes off the rows of gleaming titanium molloy daggers. "All the better to eat you with." The wolf roars, lunging forward. The suction mechanism whirs to life again, and Little Red Riding Hood is pulled into the darkness, swallowed just like her grandmother. Inside the wolf's metallic stomach, it's not what she expected. The walls glow with a faint red light, covered in complex circuits and blinking sensors. She isn't alone. Her grandmother is there, looking remarkably calm for someone who has just been ingested by a bionic predator. "Don't panic," her grandmother says, her voice steady. "Remember what your mother taught you. Courage, intelligence, and quick thinking." Meanwhile, outside, an ecosystem maintenance technician is making his rounds. His name is Woodcutter. He's a strong, capable man in a high-tech security uniform, with bionic arms glinting in the forest light. He carries a laser multi-tool, an impressive piece of gear that can unscrew anything from a loose bolt to, well, a wolf. As he nears the house, the sensory system flags an anomaly. Strange noises. He overrides the lock and enters, his senses on high alert. In the bedroom, he finds the wolf fast asleep, with a smug, "I ate a lot, but it was worth it" look on its face. The wolf's expanded stomach is making a very distinct and very human series of sounds. Woodcutter acts fast. He deploys a series of electronic nets, trapping the sleeping predator. Then, with the precision of a surgeon, he uses his laser multi-tool to make a careful incision in the wolf's armored abdomen. It's a delicate, high-tech operation. A moment later, the grandmother and Little Red Riding Hood emerge, a bit disoriented but completely unharmed. The wolf, now awake and thoroughly defeated, surrenders and is promptly enrolled in a large predator rehoming program. The forest returns to its usual routine, the sensor mushrooms blinking happily once more. Back in the grandmother's house, the three of them sit together. Little Red Riding Hood looks out at the glowing forest and thinks about her day. The path may hold dangers, unexpected and strange. But it's the adventure, the courage she found, and the connections she protected that make the journey truly unforgettable. This story teaches us that no matter how much the world changes, the core values of courage, family, and a little bit of healthy caution will always see us through. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more reimagined tales. See you next time.